Good evening and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala, elated that it is the start of 2025 football season.
Boy, Jeff, it just came upon us awful quick. We had our preseason show a week ago or so, and now we got first game of the 2025 season. Everybody working their way to the state championships in the 11-man at Ford Field. And in the 8-man, they're going to go up to Northern Michigan and play in the Superdome. So great way to start. We got a great game tonight to start us off.
Well, you talk about a team that made a trip to the Superdome last year in Marquette, and that would be the Deckerville Eagles.
Boy, they're defending state champs in 8-man, Jeff. They went 13-0 last year, and they got a lot coming back this year, but they made the trip over here to All Saints, and that's this is a great way to start the game. You get a rival, start the year. You get your rival, and a team that you know very well. They know each other very well. I think we're going to see a whale of a football game tonight.
Well, I think they're so familiar with each other that there's not really going to be a lot of surprises. I don't think there's going to be a lot of wrinkles. It's going to be come and get me football.
Well, you know, you're right. It's going to be let's strap them up, let's tie them up, and let's just go at each other. They don't know each other very well. The coach from Deckerville, 32 years. Eric Gus, 8 years.
In his second stint.
In his second stint, 8 years here at All Saints. So, yeah, they know each other very well. And I think what's going to be the key to this game is the details, the unforced penalties and the unforced errors. Don't turn the ball over. Don't throw any interceptions. I think that team that does the least of that is going to win this football game.
Well, the track is a little damp.
Yep.
We had a lot of weather that came through yesterday, and we had a half hour of really hard rain today. So taking care of the football and turnovers, I still think whoever wins that battle has a great opportunity to win this game.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We're looking at Old Glory down at the south end zone, and she is standing straight out, coming right out of northeast. So that's going to have a little bit of effect on the game if that continues into the game. So when you're going back to get a punt, when you're going back for a kickoff, or when you're going to receive a pass, it's going to flutter a little bit. So you got to make sure you catch that football.
And when you're looking at this team, you're looking at an All Saints team that maybe in the past didn't feel like they were an equal to Deckerville. I really feel like this year they feel like they're an equal to Deckerville, and I think that is going to make a huge difference in this game.
Yeah, you know, I would agree with you there, Jeff. I think they're got a lot of confidence coming into this year. You know, you got that 4 year from freshman to varsity, that crew that's going to be seniors this year. They've got a lot of confidence. You know, I've heard good things around town about this All Saints football team, so I think they're coming in with a lot of confidence on a high and looking to get a big win against this old nemesis, the Deckerville Eagles.
Well, we are extremely excited about the possibilities. No, we are in for what should be one fantastic start to the 2025 football season. That about puts the wraps on our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show. Back with all of the game action in just a moment on BCTV.
Here is where the next generation is born. But we're also the birthplace of innovation, advanced treatments, second chances, and hope. At Covenant Healthcare, we're the most preferred health system because of the trust we have built across generations. And our leadership continues with the next generation. Choose extraordinary. Choose Covenant Healthcare.
Good evening and welcome to our Week 1 matchup. The Bay City All Saints Cougars hosting the Deckerville Eagles. Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala, glad to have you along. Boy, we are ready to rock here, partner.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, it's a beautiful night. A little bit of wind coming out of the northeast, but everybody's excited to get high school football kicked off. A little bit of college this weekend, and in a week we got the pros. So let's start rocking.
It all starts with a great Week 1 matchup here at All Saints. Waiting for the officials, and Matt Witzke doesn't like something.
He just wanted to go for a little extra run tonight, so he's going to run down,
yes,
see what's going on.
Got a little spring in the step.
Well, they're excited to be here too. I think I know what he's looking for.
He's saying that is outside of the hash, I'm going to guess, and he needs to move the ball in at least one step. All right. Look at him, though. I tell you what, he wants to do that 50-yarder.
He's not going to have to work out tomorrow morning.
Woo, down to the 20, heading towards the 15, going with the wind. Now we're ready to go. He's back there. He's got enough wind left in his sail to blow the whistle. We're ready for some football. There's a high, deep kick, and that is going to go out of bounds. No opportunity for the return, so 3 options right now.
Well, right there, kick it over, take it at the 3-5, right?
Or the spot that
or
it
the
goes
spot,
out of
but I'll take it at the 3-5.
I think the 35 is going to be a healthy start spot.
Looking forward to this veteran Bay City All Saints team, Jeff, with Jack Wetters leading the show. We're really excited to be opening up here at Bay City All Saints.
Well, and unfortunately I did not see the coin toss to see if Deckerville won and deferred or if the Cougars won the toss and wanted the ball, but regardless,
they got it.
Well, they got the ball, and we've got Wetters with split backs in the backfield, and they're going to start with a power right up the middle and just getting back to the line of scrimmage. Look at the defensive hats to the football on first down from Deckerville as they are led by number 10 defensively, Evan Benjay.
Got a quick reminder to our viewers, Jeff, that 13-0 were the Deckerville Eagles last year, class champions, 8-man last year, so got a lot coming back, but a tough one to open with the Cougars.
And a pass in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Jeffrey Hartman. And again, as a receiver tonight, Mike, you are going to have to really watch that ball all the way in because the ball's going to be dancing with the wind, whether it's into the wind or with the wind, and it's going to be knuckling and moving. You got to really secure it.
It'll be like a Wilbur Wood knuckleball sometimes when you're throwing in for those old school baseball fans, if they remember Wilbur Wood, 3rd down and 10 for the Cougars at their own 35-yard line.
You're going with Chicago with the Windy City with the parallel?
Got it.
Wetters back to pass. On the outside, the pass is in and out of the hands of Jeff Hartman once again. And that pass was on the money from Wetters. And 3 and out as the All Saints Cougars get 0 yards offense on their first drive.
Well, and they're going to have to kick it, Jeff. But we talked in the pregame into the wind. So we'll see what happens when they punt this ball. And it's going to be difficult for the Deckerville back to catch this football with that fluttering wind.
As looks like the jack of all trades.
No pun intended.
Indeed. And he goes with a high end over end kick. The ball is fumbled, and on top of that ball is Akins. What a great job, and again, saw that dancing.
It was a great kick by Wetters, Jeff, and he got it down there, but it was kind of like another knuckleball, and they just couldn't handle it. What a big opportunity for the Bay City All Saints Cougars.
Well, that is exactly what they were looking for, to flip the field, and now knowing what they're going to see from the first 3 plays defensively, see if they'll have an opportunity to attack on the outside. You know they've got speed. Bo Williams on a pitch pass. He's trying to throw that ball out, and the ball is knocked away defensively by Kubaki, as that was intended for Jeffrey Hartman once again.
A little trickeration here early in the game, Jeff. I kind of like that call. I don't think that was a bad call. 2nd down and 10 for the Cougars, and we saw Bo kind of warming up, throwing the rock in pregame, so you know he can get it out there.
Looked like he may have had some room had he decided to tuck it and turn the corner. We'll see what happens now with the All Saints Cougars. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Williams on the outside trying to turn the corner, and again, look at the tenacity of the defense. Wow. Park gets there, and then Flanagan just comes flying up from the defensive backfield and finishes.
We were checking out number 9, Flanagan, in the warm-ups, Jeff, and we were impressed with what he was doing. He's a good-sized young man coming up from that defensive back position.
At the spot the Cougars are at on the field right now, I got to believe they're thinking 4 down, so I think on 3rd down they need to at least try and get 6 or 7 anyway and put them in a manageable 4th down. Wetter's back. He's got a little bit of time to pass. Now he's got some room to run, and he is caught at the last second by Salowitz, and it just looked like he was running to daylight. Salowitz got him low, and another loss on the play of almost 3 yards. It'll be 4th down and close to 15 yards to go for the Cougars.
There was a lot of acreage over on that far sideline, but Salowitz just got him by the ankles, Jeff, so it is 4th down territory, 4th down and 14 for the Cougars at the Eagle 34-yard line, but he had an opportunity, but Salowitz did a nice job staying in his lanes and collapsing down on the pocket for the tackle.
A sure tackle indeed.
Yeah,
I mean, if he breaks that tackle, Wetters is going to run for 20 yards. Wetters back, he gets the ball off, and a little bit of miscommunication. Bo Williams went post, and a post corner out was where the ball went, so that ball's going to go over on downs. It will be at around the 34-yard line. At that point, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Deckerville Eagles.
Good pressure by the front line of Deckerville, Jeff. Got a little bit of pressure. You were right, a little bit of miscommunication right there. But, again, that was a nice thrown ball. 1st and 10 for Deckerville.
And, again, Wetters throwing on the run, not having a chance to set his feet due to the pressure coming, but give the offensive line a series and make some adjustments. And handoff going right up the middle, and absolutely nowhere to go for Salowitz as he is crushed at the line of scrimmage by the Cougar defense.
Looked like number 24 stars for the Cougars coming from that linebacker position. Nice technique right there. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 for the Eagles.
Stars engages, he runs them, and he's able to finish without giving up yards after contact. So great job by the linebacker.
Head right across, and textbook tackle right there. 2nd down and 10, Jeff, for Deckerville.
Boy, it'll be interesting to see. We might be seeing a whole lot of nothing here as ball going to the outside, and Wetters comes up to make a big tackle on the outside as, again, the running back Salowitz picking up about 5 yards on the play. It will be, call it 6-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 4 yards to go. Just getting losing contained was Henry Essex, and nice to be able to say his name again as he spent a little time on the IR last year with a broken bone.
Yes, I remember that. Yep, he is a very good football player. Big play right here early in the game for both squads, Jeff.
We'll find out how the defensive interior responds for the Cougars. They've got plenty of size up front defensively. Quick pitch to the outside. And breaking a tackle and picking up the 1st down. Great second effort by Salowitz again, as he was hit about 2.5 yards short of the 1st down, but a great leg drive, broke through the first tackle enough to move the sticks. You know,
typical really good running back right there, Jeff. Got hit, kept the feet going after the 2nd and 3rd hit, and he fell forward to get that extra half the yard. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 45-yard line. Good run by that young man.
I think you're going to see Chuck Knox smiling down on tonight's game. I think you're going to see a lot of ground chuck in this game, and the weather will have something to do with it, and the size of the big dogs for both teams up front also. As the handoff goes for about 3 yards, Cougars at the point of contact, driving back the ball carrier on the play, and it looks like it's going to be the Salowitz show offensively, as they're just going to run him into oblivion tonight.
Well, and you look at the roster we got here, Jeff, and he is only a junior for this Deckerville Eagle team, so they are loaded again at the running back position. 2nd down and 8 for Deckerville at their own 47-yard line, just underway here from St. Stan's.
So again, trying to go up the middle, and great job as Angiewski comes and he just tosses that big meat hook of his out and chops Salowitz down by the ankle, and he falls forward maybe for a yard gain. It's going to be 3rd down and 7.
He's a small fellow. He only goes 6'2", 218.
It's I'll tell you what, he just continues to grow every year, and the fella's got a sweet shot on the basketball court too, so he's never missed an opportunity to enjoy a three-point shot either.
He's another one of those fellas that got a little bigger over the year.
So back to pass now, trying to run the football, and picking up what might be very close to a first down. I think the quarterback is going to get it, and that is the other kid that we were physically impressed with, Flanagan, before the game. As the flag came down at the end of the game, a Cougar came flying in late. I did not see contact on him, and see if they're talking about the potential for a late hit or if it was something on the offense near the end of the play.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, Jeff. It came in after that. We'll find out from our referee, our white hat.
Matt Witzke.
See what Matt has to say with 6:36 to go here in the first quarter.
Under the shadow of the press box. They're going to call it a dead ball, personal foul against the All Saints Cougars. And again, I saw somebody fly into the pile late, but I did not see contact. Must have been something away from the play that I may have missed. But 15-yard penalty is going to put Deckerville down inside the 30-yard line, down to the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
Yeah, I didn't see who that was that flew in there, Jeff, but I don't know if that was the call or was something else. But
somebody forgot their yellow hanky.
Oh, yeah, don't forget that. Mama's going to have to – well, you don't want Mama to wash that tomorrow because we don't want to see that too much tonight.
Yes, we definitely don't want to see it.
Tide sticks.
So, and that came from the umpire. And an umpire's job is center and 2 guards. So
he must have heard or saw something.
I will say perplexed. As trying to get to the outside. Great job defensively that time. Daniel Stars fights off the block and gets to the outside and limits that to a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, it was a nice tackle by Stars, Jeff.
Donker finally gets a chance to carry the ball for Deckerville.
I'm sorry. We've been pronouncing that Strauss.
Okay.
Not Stars, Strauss. Thanks to Coach Debo sitting next to my right, who's sat there many years when I was coaching over here in Bay City All Saints. He was my right-hand man, no pun intended.
Second down, 8 yards to go as the Deckerville team just packs it in, and they're just about ready to move mountains. That's the predicate of their offense. And again, breaking 2 tackles to the outside and picking up the first down and more. Couple of Cougars in the backfield with an opportunity to bring down Flanagan in the backfield, but that's a big, strong kid.
Yep, he got outside. They had him kind of sealed for a little bit, Jeff, but once he got outside, he's got some speed to him, does the quarterback, the senior Ian Flanagan. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Deckerville Eagles at the Bay City All Saints Cougars 17, and out of bounds stops the clock with 5:17.
Zeros on the board thus far, but Deckerville with an impressive first drive. And I think the head linesman over there is talking about let's make sure that we stay back. That's Eric Van Horsen, saying their coaching staff might have gone past the 25, and he's just warning them to stay in your box.
Stay in your lane.
1st and 10. Flanagan loses the football. Great job that time not to do anything fancy, not try to pick it up, just dive on it and live for another play, but the Cougars were all over.
Yeah, a little senior leadership right there. You know, you've been around as a senior all those years playing. Get on it. Discretion's the better part of valor. Don't try to pick that thing up and live for another down, but that is a big loss for Deckerville.
That's a loss of about 9 yards. When you look at that play, too, that was a good snap, a good exchange. I think Flanagan's eyes started to wander before he looked it in, and that cost him a big 9-yard piece of real estate here as we're down to 4:40 and counting left in the first.
Big opportunity right here also for the Cougars, Jeff, when they lost that 9 yards. It's taking a little bit of time to get the play in. Finally get it in. 2nd and 18 according to the clock.
Well, that gives Flanagan an opportunity to say something to his center. Hey, that was on me. That was a great exchange. I'll try and make up for it. Cougars say, no, we'll try and push him back, way back a little bit more. Flanagan is trying to flip that thing out of the outside, and a nice reception that time by number 21, Trenton Park, but a great tackle, too, and he fell forward for 2 or 3 yards after the knee hit, so they got him where the knee hit, and they're only going to call that about a 4-yard gain, so good defense.
Yeah, that was a really nice open field tackle by the defensive back for the All Saints, Akins. Really nice job. third down, and they're going to call it 11. I think it's going to be a little bit more than 11.
Close to 14.
Yeah.
Remember Aikens
13.
last year? The thing I like best about him is staying home defensively. He was never caught peeking on plays away from him and able to, on contain, make a lot of big plays. Now that 4 or 5 that they just gained is going to go right back again as number 21 that time. Park got a little antsy off the line of scrimmage. He was coming off power. I don't know if he was looking to get into the pattern or if he was looking to put a hat on somebody.
These are the typical things you kind of see in the first game, in the first quarter of the year, Jeff. You know, those are the things that we talked about in the pregame that you really can't afford to have, but they're the things that you see in game number 1.
And out there defensively, too, Aikens doing a nice job communicating with Bo Williams. All right, watch for this. And they like this little seam route here, and they like to go right down the hash. So it's third down and close to 20 yards to go. Flanagan back, and he looks like he's going to go on a straight run to the outside.
Nice
the
tackle.
Cougars were all over that play, flowing to the football very, very well.
Wetters, Jack Wetters on that tackle.
Well, he came and took a great angle from his defensive backfield and made an excellent hit.
He just had good flow right there, Jeff. Good feet work going to where the ball was, and now it's going to be 4th down and 15 for the Deckerville Eagles at the base of the All Saints 23.
Well, their yards have been hard to come by other than that 15-yard penalty. They did get a couple of first downs, but not by a whole lot. So the Cougar defense has seen them now on about 7 or 8 offensive plays and starting to make that adjustment already to minimize those gains. And I believe they're going to run that clock down to the end, and they might call a timeout and see if they've got a 3rd and 16 play in their repertoire.
or a heavy-duty field goal kicker.
Well, the
wind.
The wind will at least get it that far, but you got to be able to kick it somewhat straight. So they're going to have a timeout on the field, I believe, they're going to wait. The coach was halfway out to the hash mark before they decided they were going to call the timeout. 2:24 left in the first. We'll take a quick break with no score in the game. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs.
Back here on BCTV, Flanagan back to pass. He's got pressure in his face, and he's going down. Give him for intentional grounding. He's calling that. Is he going to call that a forward pass? That's got to be intentional grounding. There's nobody in the neighborhood. That was a 313 area code, not a 989.
Well, at least 810.
Oh,
Genesee County.
They're going to call that an incomplete pass. Boy, I think total to avoid that sack. And the ball is going to go over to the Cougars regardless, but that's a break for Deckerville because that would have been 15 yards of real estate and potentially another 5-yard penalty.
I don't know, my friend. I don't know. But good for All Saints. So, nice job by that defensive line getting the pressure on the quarterback. Not sure about the call, but a good job by All Saints on defense and taking advantage of that penalty and getting the ball back with 2:16 to go here in the first quarter.
Williams in motion. Now they come to the near side. Wetters breaks a tackle, gets to the outside, breaking another tackle. He's up to the 45, near the 50, down at the 49-yard line. They're going to call him right out at midfield, breaking 2 arm tackles. That is the first explosive offensive play for the Cougars.
Nice run by Wetters, Jeff, but I'll tell you what, number 32, Jeffrey Hartman, downfield with a nice block. Wasn't a pancake. He just turned around and kind of stopped. The Deckerville Eagle ran into him, and then Wetters picked up another 15 or 20 yards.
McNary also assisting on that, so very nice that they had a couple of players out in front to move the sticks for the Cougars. Wetters back now, gets the ball to Bo Williams. Bo picks up 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gonna go for close to 10. Has a great job. He got 4 yaks after the initial contact and is going to gain 9 yards on the play That's a message sender.
Well, that was a really nice run. It was almost like a semi-tush push going on there right by the base of the All Saints Cougars. But, nice, safe pass to the sideline. And Bo did a nice job picking up yards after the catch, 2nd down and 1 for base of the All Saints.
Well, and the Cougars are only going to, if they can pick up a first down here, probably have to run one more play. They're going to flip the field and have that nice wind at their back in the second quarter.
We talked to Coach Gus about that wind situation before the game. He was all over it. He must have been calling WNEM TV5.
I'd say, you know what? I bet he says Weathers with that super toe can kick 150 if they need a field goal. 2nd down and 1 yard to go. As Jack going forward, picking up the first down. He's got the first down and a little bit more. So we're going to stop the clock with 1:02 left in our first quarter of play. And boy, I'll tell you, the defense really flows to the football from tackle to tackle.
Well, you got to put a lot of hats on Mr. Weathers right there, Jeff. 6'3", and he's tipping it at 215. So you got to bring a lot of those maroon helmets to bring that young man down.
That was 215 before the team meal.
All right, we'll go 220.
Yeah, I would say they probably carved up, had some great pasta, and they look like they're ready to rock. Williams in motion on the jet sweep. He has it, misses it, pulls it back in, and look at the defense flowing to the football, led by number 10, Ben Jay. Did a great job getting out there with the initial hit defensively. Loss of a yard on the play.
That young man's a football player, Jeff. He came a long ways to make that tackle for the Eagles. Like you said, lost a 1. We're at 23 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. I think the All Saints Cougars are going to let it run down.
I would think that they would want to have that wind at their back, but you know what
That's
happens
why we're sitting up here.
Yeah,
That's why we're up here.
Outguess the coaching staff. We'll find out if they're just looking or nope. They're going to actually run something, and they get that pass off, and that goes to number 32, Jeffrey Hartman. And that's the end of our first quarter of play. No score on the board. Back in a moment with the second quarter on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back ready to rock here for the start of our second quarter. 3rd down and 6 going with the wind. The All Saints Cougars back. Time to throw the football. Hartman with a great catch and a move to the inside, picking up about 7 yards after catching the football. Great job, eyeballed that in, and then spun to daylight.
You know what that's setting up, my friend? They're going to run that same play. Hits and go. So keep an eye on Hartman. He might just do that same thing and just let Weathers going to throw it up and let Hartman run right underneath it.
1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars, putting together a great drive. Akins to the wide side with Williams. To the near side is Hartman, along with number 5, McNary. Quick one to the outside, almost blew a tire, but able to get the balance back. And Bo Williams picking up about 8 or 9 yards of real estate again. Cougars putting together a very impressive drive.
Well, I like this little short pass that they're going to, Jeff, giving Weathers a little bit of confidence, and the defensive backs are playing off a little bit, so they're giving it to you. Then you just had a great job by Akins again, downfield with the block, giving the receiver some extra yardage.
I don't know, are they going to got an official's timeout right now?
Said his knee touched.
Okay. So let's not run a play until the white hat gets back out there. I think Coach Eric says there was at least 2 pieces of paper between his knee and the ground.
Parchment paper.
Still a 6-yard gain, and again, great call and great opportunity to move it. Again, soft defense, it's great, but you are setting up the double move for something big. As they put 2 in motion, they can do that as long as they both reset. Now they are both reset. Weathers going to the other side of the field, away from the strength, and the defense flowed to the strength pre-snap, and a great call by Coach Gust, and a great run by Wetters, moving the sticks. Another 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars.
I think he did get the first down, Jeff. They're not moving the sticks yet, but
I think they just need to move the down box.
Yeah, there you go. They did get it, so it's going to be 1st and goal to go for the Cougars right on the 10-yard line of the Deckerville Eagles. That was a nice call. Everything coming to our side of the field, and he runs it to the opposite side.
Well,
I like that.
It is a great misdirection. McNary again rolling to the wide side of the field, and a false start by one of the offensive linemen of the Cougars. And again, you say, Mike, that does happen in the first game.
Yep.
You're trying to think. You get your assignment. You want to get to your assignment. Oh, got one thing I forgot, and that's the snap count.
It does happen, Jeff. You just got to overcome it, make it 2nd down and goal to goal from the 15-yard line for the Eagles. Briskly played first quarter. We're at 11:02 here in quarter number 2. 0-0 on the scoreboard.
All right, Wetters with a single back. He's back to pass. That ball is tipped defensively and looked like it hung up in the air for an eternity before it fell harmlessly to the ground. There's your defensive adjustment. If the Cougars are showing that quick pass, I can't get to the quarterback, I'm going to get my arm up in the air and try and deflect the pass.
You've been listening.
I tell you, Coach, there's hope for me yet. But again, I think if that happens once or twice, you see a double move and a quick little flop, and they throw a nice soft ball right over the top and end up with a big play.
3rd down and 15 for the Cougars.
2nd down.
2nd down and 15, excuse me.
Yep, that's all right. Wetters is going to throw that ball downfield and just out of the end zone. What a great effort by Bo Williams. He just couldn't get that big toe in bounds before he went out of bounds, but great pass by Wetters.
It was a great pass, and boy, I tell you, Bo got that Tootsie down there. He was just a skosh outside the back line there, Jeff. 3rd down and 15 for the Bay City All Saints Cougars at the 15-yard line of Deckerville. What a great effort by Bo Williams.
And again, I think you need a play where you're going to at least be able to get half of this 15 to set yourself up on 4th down. You know, Wetters actually is very proficient kicking the ball too, so maybe they'll go for the end zone thinking that Wetters is well within his range for a field goal
with the wind.
Yes. 3rd down and goal from the 15. Could be offsides. They looked like they had plenty of movement. Right down the middle, coast to coast. It's an All Saints Cougar touchdown! Right into Jeffrey Hartman's hands. Perfectly thrown ball on the little skinny post.
Perfect throw. Great blocking by the offensive lineman. Hartman with a great route, Jeff, and Wetters put it right on the money.
That was executed perfectly. The timing on it, again, with the wind, the ball didn't move that much. Hartman watched it all the way in, cradled it home, and now we're going to have Jack Wetters with Bo Williams holding to attempt the extra point. Extra point is up. It's plenty long, and it could be in the neighbor's yard. Hold the game. We got to go get the football. Somebody's got to hop the fence. Time out of the field with 10:45.
That's over on
in the first half. No chip on windows. We'll be back in a moment on BCTV.
High school sports are meant to be fun.
We love to represent our school.
And we care about our sports.
We know you do too.
And because we all care, it can sometimes get intense.
So let's make the experience more fun for everyone.
We know it's easy to react and shout during games.
But we all make mistakes.
The game is more enjoyable when we hear positive cheering.
Referees are human. Respect their decisions. They aren't perfect.
When you feel like yelling, remember that you represent our school.
We want to win, but just remember to keep the energy positive towards all.
During the season, we spend a lot of time with our coaches. They have a tough job.
Please accept their decisions.
And be thankful for all the time they devoted to making us better.
Thank you for coming to our games and always supporting us.
We couldn't do this without you.
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 Back here on BCTV as Alex Warner says, guys, we got to have our feet inside that 35. As Wetters is just going to kick this thing way deep downfield. The ball's touched in the field of play and falls down at the 5-yard line. trying to come back on a return, and he is not going to get back to the 20-yard line as the Cougars, led by number 24, Daniel Strauss, just includes a perfect tackle, holding him down at about the 16-yard line.
And a picture-perfect kick, too. He put it right where he wanted to put it, Jeff. And, again, that ball takes some funny bounces, and there's another great opportunity here for All Saints defense with Deckerville deep in their own territory on their own 17-yard line.
That is a great job of pinning them back. And again, now your Cougar defense has seen a series. You know what they're going to feature. They're going to go tackle to tackle, and then they'll try and get you to pinch to the inside and try to get something big to the outside. As that ball carrier, again, the beast, Salowitz, I could see him carrying 30 times a game, but I'll tell you, when you play a team like the Cougars, you're going to get a few hats on the shins, and you're going to slow down eventually. It's a lot of work to carry the ball that much.
That young man had a terrific sophomore year last year, Jeff, and that state championship year. Nice gain on the play. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 for the Deckerville Eagles.
Great first down pickup of that 5 yards. Flanagan with the handoff again. Guess who gets the ball right near that first down marker again? Salowitz is. We'll find out by the fourth quarter if that kid continues to get strong or if he's going to get banged up. But, I think they're putting a lot of eggs in the basket of him with 30 carries, and he's reaching down right now and trying to adjust things a little bit because he's having to earn these yards, and they may not need him next week. They may say, I'll give him 30 carries this week, and we'll put another horse in next week.
Kid's a player, and you know what? It's working, so keep giving them the football until it doesn't work.
And Flanagan again. And love the tackle that time by Akins. He leads with the head and shoulders, and it goes right into the shin of the running back. And I'm going to tell you, helmet on shin, helmet's going to win.
Every time. Trust me.
that is a loss of a yard on the play. So it will, a gain of just 1, 2nd down and 9 yards to go.
Just got to keep in mind that now that he's carrying the ball so much, they might fake the handoff to him and go with the rollout or with the pass or the quarterback keep. So you just got to make sure you stay in and do your job in your lane. There it is right there.
They try and lull you to sleep. Flanagan is going to try and carry it himself, and look who's coming defensively. Gottlieb with a great job of staying in his lane, and the big fella showed a little hops that time, limited that to a 3-yard gain.
Well, that's the coaching going on right there, Jeff. The kids are just staying where they're supposed to. They're not getting out of where they're supposed to be, staying in their lanes, doing their job, keeping their head up. This is a big one, 3rd down and 6 for the Eagles at the 32.
The reason that play failed, though, is the defense did not bite on the play fake, and there was no open receiver forcing him to have to run the football.
Yep, excellent point.
So that you give the Cougars credit because they've been coached and coached and coached. We cannot let them flow by us. Do not give up your contain. 3rd down and 6 yards to go. 8:05 and counting left in the first. And we know who's got the ball. We know who's going to slam him down to the ground. Jack Wetters says, oh, baby, I'm a hound dog, and I got you sent. And he just pummeled him in the backfield.
He was salivating over that one, Jeff. Nice tackle by Jack. Now 4th down and long. Deckerville's going to have to punt. You know what? In my thoughts, put somebody back there, but if you're not comfortable and you don't feel comfortable catching that thing flopping around like that,
it's only going to be a 25-yard kick.
Yes, let her drop.
But again, Wetters keyed on Flanagan that time and knew that if he had the ball, he had his sights set on him, and that is as sure a tackler as the Cougars have got.
He really did a nice job doing a good technique right there. 4th down and 9. Let's see what number 2 Salowitz can do for the Deckerville Eagles.
What can't the guy do?
Well, he's not selling popcorn. I know that. So
look at the big hop. It comes to Bo Williams. Bo looking for some place to go, and there's nothing but a lot of white jerseys, but he's going to get back to the 48-yard line. We'll see what the yellow hanky skyward was all about.
Yeah, not sure what it was. I didn't see anybody move or anything. The Golden Tablet's got the call.
I will see. And if it's an alignment issue, I would definitely turn that down. You're going to get the ball near midfield.
Coach Gus is having a chat with number 36.
Looks like he may have sent an eligible downfield, but that flag came awful early for that to be the indication.
He's going to take the ball right there, it looks like, Jeff. That's why Coach Gus gets the big money making all those big decisions. I think he's going to take it right there at the 48 and a hook yard line.
It still did not get an indication from our white hat of what that penalty was. He's just saying first down the other way. His initial signal was tapping the head like there was an eligible downfield, but the flag came almost
right at the snap,
simultaneous with the snap. So, Lee T and some of the rest thought that it could have been an alignment issue, but
Lee Thompson, nothing baffles him. He's all over it.
Done and seen it all. We got the reverse, and that's coming to the outside. That's well set up and well blocked. Is look at Wetters with a great block. Williams down the sideline, and they're going to rule he went out of bounds at the 43-yard line. They're still going to give him 8 yards, but what a great lead block by Wetters to allow him to turn the corner.
Bo got that little extra gear when he got around there, Jeff. I thought he picked up a little bit more, but the referee said he stepped out of bounds, so a nice gain by the Cougars, gain of 8. Call it 2nd down and 2. For the Cougars. Cougars impressive here in the first half of tonight's ball game.
Showing a lot of different looks, sets offensively, running plays, running trickery, really confusing the defense a little bit early on. Quick pass to Williams on the outside, and that is absolutely the safest pass in space. Nobody from the defensive line can get their hand on it. It's about an 8-yard gain. They're going to move the sticks. 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars, and the Cougar train is rolling.
I'll tell you what, they are rolling, and I think offensive coordinator Jason Brzezinski is doing a nice job calling the plays tonight for the Cougars. Jeff, kind of mix it up. You said a little bit of trickeration every now and then, a little bit of run, and that short dump pass right there out into the flats been very effective for Bay City All Saints.
It looks like a variation of the flex. He says, I'll put a little flex in here from basketball to football. But I'll tell you what, a great mix into this offensive game. Now let's see if they go back and try and run the football here. Now they got the defense. Nope, he says, I got the wind. Wetters is going to sail that thing downtown, right over the shoulder, perfectly thrown into the end zone. It's Bo Williams and an All Saints Cougar touchdown! What an absolutely dot-to-dot throw to Williams for the touchdown.
Well, he looked over to Hartman first, I think, and then he just went back. The ball was wide open in the end zone, Jeff. And there's what you have, second quarter with the wind. You're able to throw that football. Williams did a nice job over the shoulder, 13-0 here with 6:23 to go. All Saints on top of the Deckerville Eagles.
You also have offensive line giving you time to go past your first option to find somebody open for the big play. Extra point, it's coming up, and if that goes as far as the first one, then they're going to have to stop the game. They'll run out of footballs. Extra point is up and good. Time on the field was 6:23 left in a first half, dominated to this point by the All Saints Cougars. Back in a moment on BCTV.
You step up to life's challenges. Covenant Healthcare helps you stay one step ahead. As the most preferred health system for orthopedics, we're leading the way with next-generation treatments like robotic-assisted joint replacements, advanced expertise for complex trauma injuries, and a personalized approach to sports medicine. With the largest orthopedic team, we're with you every step of the way. Choose extraordinary. Choose Covenant Healthcare.
Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala. Glad to have you along. Nick Page upstairs. Deckerville's in an area they have not seen, I would dare say, in 2 or 3 years, as there's a great pooch kick. And that ball's down on the ground and just picked up, and the All Saints Cougars very nearly had another play. Salowitz just got his hand on it and pulled it into his belly before the All Saints Cougars could get there. But, boy, I'll tell you, they are really throwing the kitchen sink at Deckerville. Look, somebody down on the field. That looks Jeffrey Hartman.
Yep. Sean Sullivan's down there. Hartman was fighting Salowitz for the ball on that little bit of a kick, pooch kick right there for Bay City All-Saints. Boy, Jack does a nice job right there, Jeff, putting that football right where he wants it.
Well, I mean, it almost looked like one of your 9-irons that hit and it just died. I mean, when you're going, the wind is blowing that thing could very easily go out of bounds, but it just hit and died there, and the Cougars were very quick to get down on it, and Hartman doesn't look too worse for the wear. We hope that he will be back in a hurry, as Sean Sullivan didn't need to do anything extensively to him out there.
I'll tell you what, Salowitz, he's lucky to get that back. Hartman was right there. They were scrumming for it, but he did a nice job. So we've got first and 10 for the Deckerville Eagles at their own 29-yard line.
Ball carried up the middle for a gain of about 3 yards right now, and I dare say early in the game, this is a huge series for both the Cougar defense and the Deckerville Eagle offense.
I would agree with you, Jeff. Cougars up 14-0 with exactly 6 minutes to go here in the first half. I think you made a great point. Deckerville is really not used to being down 14 points and not having any points on the scoreboard, as a matter of fact. So this is new territory for them.
They're a little shell-shocked.
Yes.
And the ball carrier that time, and that was, again, Salowitz. And somebody reached out that big mitt at the line of scrimmage and slowed down his progress, and he fell forward. Still going to be 3rd down and 4 yards to go as the Cougar defense continues to just make plays.
Not sure who was on that tackle, but good penetration by the defensive line. This is a big one, 3rd and 4 for the Eagles at their own 35-yard line. You know that was coming.
Trying to go up the middle, short of that first down. They're short by at least a full yard, maybe a yard and a half. And this is 4th down now, and they're going to call it 1 yard to go. And it looks like Deckerville is going to go for it. You cannot get caught with a trick play here, though. I mean, you've got to not give up a big play and contain. But, boy, this is rolling the dice inside your own 40-yard line here with 4:50 and counting left in the first half.
McNary with a nice job coming up on that last tackle, Jeff, and I think they're gonna
call a timeout. Talk it over.
Yeah. No, they're not.
Oh. All right. They like taking their time, and they took their time in the first quarter, baffling some of us. They had the wind at their back, and they were in no hurry to run plays. So let's watch and see if they run a quarterback sneak here. They're trying to get the defense to jump. And somebody may have moved, and they called timeout just before movement on the offensive line. We're going to take a break as we go woo here on BCTV.
Whoa, Nelly.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Back here on BCTV, talking off air, we're saying, I don't know if they've got confidence they can stop the Cougars. They're going to go for it on 4th down, and the ball carried forward for a first down. Salowitz, it's almost a given. You knew who was going to get his hands on that ball. And a first down, or did they give that ball to number 6 that time, Docker?
Not sure. Henry Essex in on the tackle, Jeff, for Bay City All Saints. But, yeah, nice job by Deckerville calling that timeout and going over there and talking about it and making sure they were all on the same page, because this is a big opportunity right here for Deckerville, being down 14-0 with 3:56 and counting to go here in the first half.
And they don't have all their timeouts either, so they're going to have a very interesting set here trying to move down the field. There's Salowitz with a big run trying to get to the outside. Bo Williams pushes him out of bounds, but he's down inside the 35, down to about the 34-yard line. So, again, you just see when he breaks contain at the line of scrimmage, big, strong, fast.
Yeah, he is. This is the first time we got a chance to see him come towards us. And I'm looking at that young man, and he is put together. And he is a good-looking running back, and only a junior, had a great sophomore year. He's going to be around one more year for the Eagles.
I tell you what, and chances are out there in Deckerville, he's got a brother. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. We got a false start on the offense as the wide receiver simulated the snap count out there on the wide side. No excuse for a wide receiver that far away from the football to not just be looking in at the movement of the ball. So that's a big break for the Cougars and a free 5 for the defense of All Saints.
Yeah, lots of time left here in the second quarter. 3:43 to go. All Saints up 14-0 over the Deckerville Eagles. All Saints with an impressive first half, putting up 14 early on the Eagles of Deckerville.
And again, the Cougar defense has been very stout and given up a couple of plays here and there, but Deckerville really having to work hard for everything that they get. And there is the quarterback keeper trying to run for the ball's on the ground. It's Cougar football. Great hit again defensively. Guess who?
Bo Williams, number 2.
Jack Wetters blew it open, though, and knocked the ball loose. Bo Williams climbs on top of it. Big break, and the ball will go over. I don't think there's any question that ball was out. I don't even know where there's a conversation because that ball squirted right out like a watermelon seed, and all over it was Bo Williams. But I think Wetters with the hit dislodged the ball.
And a lot of time on the clock, Jeff. 3:35. Nice methodical drive down the field. Take some time off the clock. Put 7 up on the board would be what just Dr. Gus ordered for the base of the All Saints Cougars.
Boy, Wetters says, let's go. He hands that ball off going to the wide side of the field, and oh boy, gobbling him out there. Trenton Park had that play just diagnosed from the start as number 40, Henry Essex, never got a chance to get speed and turn the corner.
Yeah, nice job by the defense of the Eagles, Jeff. Big loss for the Cougars. They go back 6 yards, 2nd and 16 from their own 24-yard line. Clock is running. We're going to be at 3 minutes here in the first half.
Watch Bo Williams to the wide side. I think they're going to set up a double passes. They'll send him a lateral pass and then downfield for a double maybe here. He's coming downfield. And Wetters says, I'm going to get rid of that ball, and I think he just felt the body and pressure around him, got rid of that ball. He knew he was throwing it in the neighborhood, but a great job by the defense putting pressure on Wetters.
He looked at Hartman right here on the near sidelines and on the hitch and go. Didn't like what he saw, so he went to his second option. Threw it out of bounds, stops the clock with 2:51 to go here in the first half with the Cougars up 14-0.
It's a big third down play right now, and that incomplete pass makes a big difference in the clock here in the first half. But even without a first down here, with the wind at their back, Deckerville's going to have to go probably 70-plus yards if the Cougars don't convert on third. Here they come with the big third down now, and blitz coming. We've got penalty flag now, and what do we got? Cougar movement. I think they're going to say the defense may have jumped, and there was contact. False start on the offense. He was pointing defense.
Yeah, he was. I don't even think he threw that flag on the ground, did he?
Nope. Mama told him at no expense, come home with grass stains on that thing. I will not wash that hanky.
You got too many games this weekend. You keep that thing clean for game 1.
Third down and almost 20 yards to go it's almost 21 yards to go. So big, long third down play, and we'll find out if the got maybe a little hook and ladder, or they're going to get Hartman flying out here down the field, or try and float Essex on an intermediate pass. Wetters sets the offense up, motion coming to the near side. He's back to pass, and they set that thing up to Bo Williams. Bo Williams goes forward with a modest gain. Boy, he just couldn't get away from the machine. Salowitz with a great open field tackle. Otherwise, Williams had a lot of green grass.
Well, and the good thing is it keeps the clock going, Jeff. So, they could probably run it down a little bit and call a timeout, or just, see what Coach Gus has to offer. But the good thing is that play keeps the clock running at 2:22 and counting here with 4th and long for basically All Saints.
And, you've got a quarterback as your punter who can run, who can pass. But I really think the way the defense is playing here, I think you just let Wetters thump the ball. They may let it come down to 1 second left, call a timeout, and then use up every second of the clock they can. And 2 seconds, 1 second, and they're going to call timeout with 1 second left. Great job. Gives them an opportunity now to make certain that they don't do anything crazy. Their punt return, or their punt team has their everything covered. But you got somebody that can just boom that football. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to see what happens on BCTV. So your car is getting towed, and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam, or give us a call at 989-684-9607. Back here on BCTV, Wetters is ready to kick, and after the kick is done, we'll have an opportunity to thank our great sponsors. So he's going to kick a line drive kick, and that takes a great roll. And I said, boy, if they got it back to the 30, it would be great. It goes back to the 25-yard line. Again, great job, because kicking it on a line, you did not allow the return man to flow to the football. So, again, great call, great execution on the punt. 75 yards from pay dirt with 1:43 left to go for Deckerville.
All right, Jeff, a couple of our sponsors we'd like to thank that jumped on board for 25 and 26. Good friends from Covenant Healthcare. New sponsor on board, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame. Frank's Great Outdoors, the Bay City All Saints Booster Club, and Village Towing. Back again this year, Jeff. Got a great group of sponsors, and we couldn't do without them. Thank you so much for getting on board for 25 and 26.
It is going to be an exciting football year, and we've got some very talented teams in Bay County this year. I'm very excited about this fun-filled fall of football on Fridays here on BCTV.
Fun football, and here, French fries.
Oh, at halftime, we got to get some of those.
Betcha.
So, 1st and 10 for Deckerville. They are moving in motion. Kubaki to the wide side of the field. And they're going to keep the ball down on the ground. A quarterback keeper, and great job that time as Akins just chops him down at the ankles. And that's a painful tackle on the quarterback. And again, he gains almost 6 yards, but that takes up already 20 seconds off that clock. So at this point, there's no sense of urgency with Deckerville here late in the first half.
Aiken's having a nice football game for Bay City All Saints today, Jeff. Really doing a nice job from that defensive
solid
back.
And sound, boy. And again, on another quarterback keeper, guess who's there again? It's going to be just enough to get the first down, but I'll give you 5. I'll give you 6 yards, and they're going to put that ball back down, and they, as soon as they move the 6, they're going to get this clock started again.
And if I'm not mistaken, Deckerville's only got 1 timeout left. Yes. So, those 2 timeouts that they used early in the second quarter coming into play right now.
Where is the clock moving right now?
The wrong way for Deckerville.
He did not start the clock, and that is a mistake, as now it's down to 50 seconds. Look at the Cougars fly into the football that time.
Henry.
By
Hank.
number 4. Oh, Henry.
Henry.
He was violent.
Henry.
Woo, I'll take an Henry on that. And now we got Deckerville taking a timeout. They're a little perplexed. It'll be 2nd down and 7 with a wee 39 ticks left on the first half clock. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Your heart drives us to be on the forefront of next-generation heart treatments. From minimally invasive valve replacements to advanced procedures for AFib. Choose the most preferred health system for heart. Choose Covenant Healthcare.
Back on BCTV as they're going to just stay on the ground and absolutely nothing happened. They're out of timeouts right now, and they'll be lucky if they're able to get one more play off before the end of the half here. So the All Saints Cougars defensively as the quarterback is going to keep the ball, and he's going to end up a yard short of the first down. The Cougars are taking their time. As are they going to say that it is a first down? They're going to stop the clock with 16 seconds, and unless they get a first down on this will be the last play of the half. As the handoff going again, crushed in the backfield. McNary slams the door with 5 seconds left. They're never going to get a playoff here, are they going to? They're set, and they drop it to the ground, and that's the end of our first half of play with a great first half for the All Saints Cougars. There's no time left on the clock. And it is halftime. He must have heard BCTV, and he says, let's go get some hot cocoa. At the half, 14-0, the All Saints Cougars on top. We'll be back in just a moment to recap the first half, set the stage for the second half, right here on BCTV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local source for team uniforms, sports spirit wear, and more. Gear up with confidence. We've got your team covered from head to toe, ensuring you stand out on and off the field. And that's not all. Unleash your team spirit with custom spirit wear that roars success. Wait, it gets better. Introducing our free fundraising online stores. Effortlessly raise funds for your team while showing your pride. Customize your fundraising to reach your team goals. Get started online at sandlotsports301.com or at any one of our 3 convenient Great Lakes Bay locations. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your team, our passion.
And welcome back to our Village Towing halftime show here on Bay County TV, as we saw first half where the All Saints Cougars just absolutely had their way with Deckerville.
Yeah, really impressive first half by the basically the All Saints Cougars, Jeff. They were clicking on all cylinders, going in 14-0. It was really, they did a lot of nice things, spread the ball around a little bit, and that little dunk and dink and chink pass down there, it was really a really nice offensive show here in the first half for the basically the All Saints Cougars.
There were times in the first half where it looked like Deckerville was looking for an identity, and they just really didn't look like that confident team that we saw last year.
Yeah, they just didn't really seem like they're clicking on all cylinders, or like they're trying to find their way down the field. They made a few mistakes. They had some turnovers there in the first half. So, they didn't look comfortable when they were out there. But, let's see what happens after halftime and what kind of adjustments they're going to make after the half.
Well, rhythm is all about your quarterback. They have a new quarterback, and so it looked like in the first half they just couldn't find a rhythm for that offense.
Well, and they got so used to that stud that they had on that team last year. You were talking to a gentleman from Deckerville at halftime, and they said, he was a pretty good player. So they got somebody new. They're getting used to it. Game number 1. But Salowitz, he ran the ball pretty well there in the first half. So they've got the ability to put some points on the scoreboard. They just got to come out with a little bit more fire in the second half.
Well, and I think the success of the first half, you've got to forget about that if you're the Cougars and come out in the second half and just continue what you dominated with in the first half.
It's the oldest cliche, 0-0, wipe the slate clean, and you got a lot of football left to play here in the second half.
Well, that about puts the wraps on our Village Towing halftime show. Back with all the second half action in just a moment on BCTV.
Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs.
Back here ready to rock and roll in the second half. The golden tablet of MLive, Lee Thompson, giving us some statistics. Quiz, what do we see?
Well, we got Weathers, Jeff. He's 8 for 14 here in the first half. He's got 95 yards in the air, 5 runs for 35 yards. Bo Williams, 5 receptions for 63 yards. So a nice balanced attack right there for the Bay City All Saints Cougars.
Boy, kicking that thing into the wind. Flanagan's back, trying to run this ball back, and he gets to the outside, gets the edge. That's up maybe to about the 36-yard line. So that first-year quarterback, Flanagan, with a nice return on the play, and gives the Deckerville team at about the 35-yard line a 1st and 10. And you look in the first half, the first 2 passes from Wetters were dropped. One of them was deflected at the line of scrimmage. So you really take those away, and you're instantly 11 for 14. And he threw one of those away to Bo Williams in the first half. So I would say a highly efficient first half for Wetters.
And Salowitz had 13 carries for 54 yards in the first half. So, they kept him in check pretty good, Jeff. And Flanagan only threw for 40 yards. So nice job by the Cougar defense. Let's see what kind of adjustments they're going to have the second half.
Boy, Salowitz on that run got absolutely waxed at the end of that play as Essex came over. And you look at him feeling his side right now and his hip. He got absolutely tattooed, and that is one that will hurt as the second half goes. And we talked. That kid's going to have to carry the ball 30 times for them to be effective, but he's going to get pummeled on that 30 carries.
Well, he's halfway there, Jeff. He's at 14, and there's 15, so he's halfway to 30 right now. And he'll pick up another first down for the Eagles. But you know what? He is the stud in that backfield. They're going to have to ride him if they want to get back into this game.
Again, though, at what cost is that going to have to be for this Deckerville team? They pretty much have turned into a one-dimensional team with Salowitz. Once in a while, Flannery will get the ball and run it himself, but the All Saints Cougar defense has really been able to key. As there again with a nice run and a 7 or 8 yard gain. Look who comes over once again defensively. Aikens with a nice tackle.
Yeah, again, Aikens in on the tackles. He's had a whole bunch of tackles tonight, Jeff. And I'm sure at halftime the Coach Brown from Deckerville said, fellas, come on, we gotta start moving the football. You guys got to start offensive line. You've got to play better in the second half than you did in the first half.
Officially, they give him 7. Second down, and he gets smucked at the line. Who's coming in to finish low right now? Helmet on shinny, shin. Salowitz, I'm going to tell you what, he isn't going to wait to get home. He'll be in an ice bath as soon as the Bluebird gets fired up.
And Henry was there, too. Henry Essex was in on the tackle, too.
Great job by the Cougars, and at some point they're going to have to fake to him and have somebody else carry the ball, because the defense is just zeroed in on him right now. Trying to send him on the outside. He gets ahead of steam and picks up a first down as he does a really nice job of planting that foot and then heading north and south.
Got Lieber in on the tackle for Varsity All Saints. Nice little start here, Jeff, for Deckerville in the second half. Picked up another first down, 9:43 and counting to go. Just underway here in quarter number 3, Jeff. Varsity All Saints 14 and the Deckerville Eagles 0.
Well, after this play, I'll make an observation here as Salowitz with the carry again. They started really strong in the first half, but they've got a lot of players that go 2 ways. They got a good blow at halftime. They're coming out fresh. They faltered late in the first half, which tells me that the next tier that they've got, they're not as confident in.
Yes, great observation.
Yeah, so we'll see if that comes to fruition.
That. Let's see what happens.
Second down and 8 yards to go again. I backfield formation. As they hand that ball up, Salowitz again, he's a half step slower getting through that hole, and defensively looks like Gottlieb got a hold of him, slowed him down, and the rest of the defense flowed to the football.
3rd down and 6 to go for the Deckerville Eagles. Jeff, I want to give a big thanks to everybody here in Bay City All Saints for the hospitality that they've been showing us since we showed up this evening around 5:30 p.m. here at the St. Stan's Athletic Complex.
This is just a great venue, and the Cougars have been very gracious. And again, that is a little short of the first down. Again, excellent defense that time. Aikens did not make the tackle, but he forced it back in where the flow of the defense got to the football.
Got an injured Cougar down on the field. Jeff cannot see what that number is right now, but Sean Sullivan's going to go out and take a peek.
All right, we'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back here on BCTV, Andrzejewski is the Cougar down. He was a little gimpy in the first half, and that ball carried by number 6 on the play as that looked like Donker moved forward and might have just got to that first down marker.
Yep.
They are just going to get that by about the length of a football. And again, somebody other than Salowitz on that carry, and a big first down for the Deckerville Eagles.
I'm just looking at if Salowitz is back in there. I'm sure. I'm just looking over on the sidelines. Maybe he's just getting a quick rest, and he'll be back in after Donker takes the ball for a couple.
He might be the up back here.
He is the up back.
As the ball carrier again is number 6, Donker, and he carried it a couple of times in the first half. But I really think that Salowitz has to be the lead blocker now. I think he's really gotten hit a few times, and he might be hurting.
Yeah, that's kind of an unusual switch, putting him into the fullback position and having Donker run that tailback position.
Well, Donker is a fresher back. I will give you that, but you got to still watch Salowitz because I think he can get that ball from the fullback position. And Flanagan up top, and that ball is thrown and completed down inside the 10-yard line. Looks like Kubaki might have made that catch. And a great throw. Nope, that is number 18, Shanks.
Logan Shanks. Nice pass right there by the quarterback, Flanagan, Jeff. First and goal to go for the Deckerville Eagles. Making a statement here in the third quarter, down 14-0 with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Flanagan up under center. And Donker gets it, and he bangs forward inside the 5. He's down to almost the 1-yard line. So Deckerville, as you just said, Mike, trying to make a statement here to get back in this game. And I think the walls were moving and shaking just a little bit inside that Deckerville locker room at halftime as Coach found himself in a very uncharacteristic situation, Bill Brown. Second down and goal just inside the 2. And into the end zone, it is a Deckerville Eagle touchdown. They were able to make it happen on that first drive of the second half, but All Saints has shown the ability. All Saints probably will only need to have one drive in the third quarter into the wind, and then they'll have the wind at their back for the fourth quarter. So it still sets up good for the Cougars as this is a big 2-point conversion here in the ball game. Look what they got. Salowitz trying to get into the end zone, and he does. He goes over the All Saints Cougar, who was on the ground and was able to get into the end zone. Time out of the field now with 6:29 left in the third, 14-8. The Cougars over Deckerville. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Your husband is having a heart attack. The ambulance crew asks,
"Which hospital?"
Before you answer, consider this. Covenant Healthcare is the region's most preferred hospital for both emergency and heart care. With an expert team of board-certified cardiologists and the Great Lakes Bay region's first and largest structural heart disease program.
Take us to Covenant.
Good answer.
Back here on BCTV, Mike, get a chance to thank our great sponsor.
All right, Jeff, Covenant Healthcare, Village Towing, the base of the All Saints Booster Club, Frank's Great Outdoors, and the newcomer this year, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame, which we'll talk about when we get the chance.
Looks like trying to get back upfield, Jeffrey Hartman. He is tackled way back at the 11-yard line. as that ball really sailed. He thought he had a beat on it, and it flew over his head, but he had an arm on it, so he had to go back and get it. And Deckerville just really flowed to the football. And Deckerville's got a little different spring in their step than they did late in the first half, Mike.
I noticed that also, Jeff. They are. That was just what Coach Brown and his Eagles needed coming out here in the second half. They really needed to put something together, put something in the end zone to start this third quarter, and they did it with a flurry.
Well, and you're not dealing against a team that's not a veteran club that's not able to come back. And the Cougars say, I can take a 90-yard drive here and make something big happen, as they end up grabbing 7 on first down, maybe 8 yards. So great job again. The way the defense is set up for Deckerville, they are playing soft, keeping everything in front of them, and they're giving up those little quick 5-yard slants, and All Saints just taking what they're giving them.
Well, and keep in mind, the Cougars in the third quarter are going against the wind, so they're going to keep doing that little pass right there and then get the win in the fourth quarter. But you're right, the Eagles are playing very soft in that defensive back.
I think the All Saints Cougars are only going to need one drive here in this third quarter. There's another one, great yards after the catch, almost 15 yards after the catch, as the Cougars continue to make things happen offensively with 5:35 left in our third quarter of play. Did not see who that quick pass went out to on the outside, but very efficient passing by Wetters, dot to dot.
Well, it's a nice safe pass too, Jeff. It's 5 and out or 5 and stop, and a little button hook right there. So a nice safe pass for the Cougars.
And again, that's out to Bo Williams, and Bo says, great, you're going to give this to me. I'm going to pick up 7-8 yards. The corner playing against Aikens out here is 12 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
They're just giving you that play, and it's so much easier than a run. It's a safe pass. The defensive line cannot get their hands up into the lane because it's a flat pass. I just love the offense.
And the other receivers, Jeff, that are downfield are doing a really nice job of blocking for the receiver that catches the ball, and you got 8 yards here, 9 yards on this play. Here we go again.
And again, first down and more, pick up of about 5 or 6 yards on the play, as they're making it look easy, as Hartman with a great job of the catch and the yards after again. Kabaki again with that tackle, but the Cougars are just saying, I'll take what you're giving us, and we're going to march it right down the field.
Well, if you're the Eagles, you got Williams on one side, Hartman on the other, and they're both having outstanding football games. Now they're lined up together.
So they're going quads right now, and again, do they set that up? I thought they were going to potentially set that up as a double pass. We got a face mask at the end of that play, and another 15 yards for a late hit. So, oh boy, tack on the 15 for the face mask and another 15 for a dead ball personal foul. And get the abacus out, Coach. We're going 30 downfield.
Well, they're going to hash this thing out. Then they're going to go 30 down the field, not carry the knot. But, yeah, I think it was face mask.
Yes.
And then you saw the little extracurricular push after the play was out of bounds, Jeff.
Frustration.
So, Yes, and the same play 4 or 5 plays in a row has been very successful, that little pass, and it's kind of getting to the Eagles a little bit, I would say.
And you know what? And they're dinking, they're dunking, and you are going to set up. I thought they were going to run a flea flicker there, a double pass, but you're also setting up the double move. But if you're going to make 5, 6, 7 yards on a safe pass, why try anything fancy?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely. So I'm not quite certain what's taken all this time. You're going to have a 15-yard face mask, then you're going to have a dead ball personal foul, and we're going to find out right now from our referee, Matt Witzke. And I believe when it's all said and done, you're going to have 30 yards of real estate taken on these 2 penalties. Because the second one is a dead ball foul. He's been out of bounds 5 yards, and he gave him an extra shove. And great job here by the line judge, though, because your job is to drop your beanie where he goes out of bounds. Follow that play. Had he not done that, he might not have seen the extra shove 6 or 7 yards out of play. So he did a very nice job on that play technically. But I don't understand where all the time is coming from. You got 30 yards of real estate coming here, and we'll find out as he gives us the signal now. Oh.
Face mask.
They're calling a face mask.
Offensive face mask.
And then we're going to have an unsportsmanlike conduct on both, and they're offset? Help me understand this, Brother Gwiz.
I don't know if I've ever seen, first of all, I don't know if I've ever seen an offensive face mask in that situation right there. And then they must have had the extracurricular on both squads on the bench of All Saints and the player from the Deckerville Eagles. That's the only thing I can think of.
Wow, that's what I surmised was heading 30 yards downfield, ends up going 15 yards back, and the All Saints Cougars are going to have first down and 25 yards to go in what I consider a very baffling turn of events.
That was some interesting refereeing going on right there. I've never seen that before.
All Saints, the only thing they could have had is verbiage on the end of that. As Wetters throws that ball down to Bo Williams, and there's contact there, and they're going to say both players going for the ball. Williams really never had an opportunity to come back for that football, and they must have said the defender got his head up and had a right to that football. It's second down, but Wetters had pressure on him, and he just had to get rid of that ball before he got hit. But I think there's a lot of people baffled right now in this Cougar Stadium.
There's a lot of conversation up here in the press box, Jeff, but second down, 25 to go for Bay City All Saints at their own 32-yard line.
Has motion coming to this side of the field. Nary back to the wide side of the field. Wetters on the run, and very, very good flow to the defense. And look who it's there. It's Salowitz with that hit, and it's going to be third down and a whole bunch for the All Saints Cougars.
You know, when I was looking at that play with all the conversation, I thought to myself, boy, they're spending a lot of time talking to Coach Gust about something. So when they went back 15 yards, I was like, it just you know.
And I'll tell you what else I just, in retrospect, looked back. You had two flags, but then what did you see? From the line judge on this side, hat off. That's his third flag. Yep. So something was done or said late on the All Saints side. Had to have been the only thing that could have happened to make that penalty happen. Wetters back right now, and he's trying to run for his life. He's got a lot of real estate. He's going to throw that ball downfield, and that is complete at midfield.
Was it incomplete? I think he dropped it. Yeah, he had it, and I think he dropped it.
So that ball goes back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be fourth down and a country mile, kicking into the wind here. The wind looks like it's subsided a little bit in the third quarter, though.
We took a little walk down there at halftime. It's a little chilly down there. We're not used to this type of weather.
It felt like late October, not end of August. So it'll be fourth down right now. And again, that play happened away from us, but looked like a great pass. I almost thought that Wetters was going to tuck it and go.
He had some green.
He had about 15 or 20 yards, but he was trying to get a huge chunk of that 25 yards back. So don't know what the conversation will be on the sidelines now with a fourth down and a bunch. So the All Saints Cougars are going to take a timeout. We'll take a quick break and be back after this on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on BCTV as the Cougars in punt formation. They had to give Gottlieb an opportunity to come back and work on a few snaps, and this thing gets up into the wind, takes a great All Saints Cougar bounce, and we'll go down to the 34-yard line.
Punt.
So great, got about 11 yards after that thing hit the ground, and nice opportunity now for the Deckerville Eagles at fresh off their great touchdown drive that they just had to start the third quarter here, to have their hands on the ball. And with 3:20 left in the third quarter, the Cougars are trying to get out of the third quarter and get the wind at their back.
Yeah, that was a nice kick by Jack Wetters, Jeff. Not bad field position for the Deckerville Eagles. Be 1st and 10 for them at their own 35-yard line. 3:20 to go, 14-8. Cougars with the lead, but it was a big score in the third quarter for the Eagles that kind of put, like you said earlier, a little extra pep in the Eagles' step coming out in the third quarter when they scored that touchdown.
And on their defense, they were much improved defensively. And that is
Donker.
And Donker's hit at the line of scrimmage and may have fallen forward for a yard, as it's time for the Cougars to come up with, if they can get a 3-and-out here, then they should get the ball back at the start of the fourth quarter and have the wind at their back, where they can do a lot of things. But even into the wind, the Cougars were able to move the ball just with the little quick 5-yard passes. So downfield passing would be the only advantage they would have to the wind, other than having to kick it.
And that change in the backfield with Salwitz at fullback and Donker at tailback has been pretty effective for Deckerville.
He's going to run that all day, and look at the sure open field tackle right there. Absolutely textbook.
Perfect. That was really, really nice. He was one-on-one with the quarterback Flanagan, Jeff, and he did a nice job bringing him down in the open field. That young man has a knack for bringing kids, ball carriers, down in the open field. That is very, very well done.
And that is helmet and shoulder pad on shins. And I'll tell you what, the helmet and the shoulder pads win. That is painful stuff. That will slow you down. This is a big 3rd down and 4-yard to go situation here in this football game. Cougar defense looks like they're coming with 5. Flanagan trying to get to the outside. There's a holding at the point of attack. No call on that hold. And turning the corner for the first down, it was looked like number 18 offensively. Logan Shanks just had a hog tie on the defensive end, and allowing Flanagan to get around the corner right in front of our officiating crew. And again, compliment Deckerville. They make a play, but it looked like Essex was in perfect position to make that play and could never get to the ball.
Well, and Bo Williams did a nice job getting over there, taking that ball carry out of bounds. He had a lot of real estate. Bo was the last line of defense. He did a nice job bringing him down, but a big gain inside to Bay City All Saints territory at the 46.
Again, 1st and 10. Up back situation again, and they try to go to the outside. Guess who makes a great sure tackle again? He goes low and he wraps. He's got a little gimp as he comes up right now, and he might have turned his ankle just a little bit. He's going to try and walk that off, but a modest gain of 2 yards to go for Donker, 2nd and 8.
That young man just got a knack to getting to the football, making really good tackles, Jeff. And you look at him, he's 5'7", and he's a $125, and he can put a hat on you.
Well, he's all about technique. I'll tell you what, he absolutely knows how to wrap and stick and finish. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. 40 ticks left in our third quarter clock. And there's the tailback running just again. It looks like Solowitz, and then we got a penalty flag at the end of the play. And we're going to find out. I'm not even going to garnish a guess because I don't know. I mean,
I didn't see anything, Jeff, but it came out right at right when the play ended. So we'll have to see.
They're going to call a personal foul face mask against the All Saints Cougars.
So that'll be give the Deckerville Eagles a 1st down deep inside All Saints territory, Jeff. 30 ticks left to go here in the third quarter.
Holy moly, what a tale of 2 halves of football. But, again, some wild penalties incurred in this, and it's time for the Cougar defense to strap it up right now as Deckerville has offensively done very well here moving the football in the third quarter.
Yeah, this is, you're right, it is a tale of, the first half was all Bay City All Saints, third quarter has been the Deckerville Eagles.
So Salowitz is back at tailback. He's going right up the middle, and he gets pounded after he's about 3 yards downfield. And that looked like McNary with the big hit. And they're going to have a gain on the play, and that'll be the end of the third quarter after that 4-yard gain. Back in a moment for the final 12 here on BCTV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local destination for custom screen printing, embroidery, and promotional goods in the Great Lakes Bay region. With not one, not two, but 3 convenient locations right here in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region, we're your MVP when it comes to branded gear that hits the mark. For over 15 years, we've believed in community, in delivering top-tier quality, and in making your brand shine brighter than ever. And guess what? We're not just about sports. From schools to clubs, from businesses to community events, we're your one-stop shop for custom apparel that makes a statement. So if you're ready to elevate your brand, to make an impact, and to fuel your passion, choose Sandlot. Visit us today at one of our 3 unbeatable locations in the Great Lakes Bay region, or check us out online at sandlotsports301.com. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your brand, our passion.
Back here on BCTV, starting the fourth quarter, 2nd down and 6 from just inside the 20-yard line, officially at the 19, as Deckerville continues to roll, and they are going to Donker at the tailback again. As Donker pulls forward, he gets hit, but he flies forward for a gain of about 3 yards on the play, maybe 4. Going to set up a 3rd down and long 2-yard-to-go situation as Deckerville looking to tie this game with a touchdown pending the conversion.
Well, they got a new fullback in there, Jeff. Number 11, Matthew Bowen is the new fullback. I looked over on the sideline. Salowitz was getting a rest over there. It didn't look like he's hurt, just taking a play off. He might be back in. I don't know if he came in, but yeah.
Nope, he's still on the sideline, second one in from the end. He's taking a beating tonight,
he has.
though. And,
he has.
And I think that has slowed him down. He's hurting. There's Donker again, and he is hit at the line of scrimmage and goes absolutely nowhere. Might have lost a yard on the play. That might bring up a 4th down and 5-yard-to-go situation. And boy, oh boy, we are at this point in the ball game. This is a key play in the game. It is our Village Towing key play of the game. Don't lock them in your car, but they can get them out if they do. On 4th down and long 4-yard-to-go situation, you know who they're going to bring in, and that is their bread and butter. But I'm almost going to sell out right now going with Salowitz because I believe that they don't have anybody else capable of making this big 4th down play. Oh, they've got Flanagan on the keeper. He's hitting the backfield and brought down with a great defensive play. The play of the game, the Village Towing key play of the game. How about that Cougar defense
36.
With a really big play?
Jackson Loria, Jeff, with a huge play coming in there and stopping the quarterback. Wow, that was absolutely a tremendous. Got in there, threw him for a loss. What a big play by Loria.
And again, they don't use Salowitz with the run, but they allowed the defense to float to him because they used Salowitz as a lead blocker, so there was really no deception. They were just going with power.
Well, you know, sometimes I've always said, sometimes you overthink the room, Jeff, and you try something a little bit different than going with your bread and butter. Loria said, no. I got that figured out. He had a great play for Bay City All Saints.
That was the huge play in this game. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. And nice job of just picking that up and getting back to the line of scrimmage for Jack Wetters as the low snap from center. And Wetters is back there right now, and Wetters said a couple of things to the team. It's like, hey, this is our time to shine, fellas. I may be giving you a paraphrased version, but we got to make things happen right now.
Not Jack. No.
But 2nd down and 10. This is a huge drive for the All Saints Cougar offense. But, boy, they've got 4 wide receivers that are getting a huge buffer. And now they get that ball out, too, and cutting back to the inside. Very nice job of flowing to the football by the Deckerville defense. Shut that down for a modest, if no gain on the play.
Yeah, that was very short gain, Jeff. I don't think they gained anything. And they keep them right there at 3rd and 10. Clock is running, 9:29 and counting to go here in the 4th quarter. Bay City All Saints 14 and the Deckerville Eagles 8 in a half of football that has seen Deckerville just come out here in the second half and really a totally different looking team than we saw in the first half.
We'll see if offensive coordinator, what old Jace has got up his sleeve here for Wetters on this 3rd down. They're coming with 4 on the rush, and that ball is incomplete. And defensively on that play, it looked like Kubaki was jumping that route, and it's a good thing that ball sailed.
Yeah, it was high. So 4th and 10 for the Cougars. They're going to have to punt it away. And, again, 4th quarter, the Cougars got the win. So we'll see what Thunderfoot can do, Jack Wetters, for the All Saints Cougars.
Well, Thunderfoot's got to get the ball, too, because Zangiewski is on the sideline.
That's correct.
And so without him being there to snap that ball, I don't see him on the table right now, so I didn't know if he's on the sideline in the
sitting on the bench right here.
So it's very, very key that they get something that Wetters can at least get up in the air and kick away.
Kubaki back for Deckerville.
And it's high, but he does a nice job. Anybody but Wetters might not have been able to get to that. Look at the roll that it takes, and they're not even going to be able to pick it up back to the 33-yard lines. Wetters makes the play of the game, a basketball play, getting that football.
The near sideline referee, Jeff, there's a flag right down here in front of us. Had no idea.
Sideline warning.
Okay.
And it's already been called one time, so this could be a 5-yard penalty. And again, you're allowed 3 coaches in that box, and I see most everybody else back. Sideline warning. So they're all going to be back right now, and sometimes the official will turn and bump into somebody, and that would precipitate that, but now the All Saints Cougars are going to be way back and not cause a problem. And that's the second warning. That should have resulted in a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 10 for Deckerville. Ball down on the ground. And they're going to say he was down here when he picked up the ball.
Yeah,
there's going to be a loss of about 3 yards on the play. I think when he went down, I think the Cougars relaxed defensively. So great call that time, and they'll officially only call it a loss of a yard on the play. But that's a big play for the Cougars.
That was another one of the interesting plays that we've had tonight, Jeff, here in this football game. Great football game, but just some things we don't normally see.
Again, trying to go up the middle, and there's a modest gain of about 3 yards on the play out to the 36-yard line. The Cougars are just absolutely finishing with a fury, and Salowitz, again, paid a dear price for that last carry.
Henry Essex having a really, really good football game tonight for Bay City All Saints, Jeff. Putting his nose in there, been in on a lot of tackles, 7:49 to go here in the football game. Bay City All Saints 14, the Deckerville Eagles 8, in just a really, really exciting football game, opening up the high school football season.
And you can see what they missed with Essex, too, as that ball carried up the middle, and that is going to be just close enough that I think Deckerville is going to try and go for it on 4th down and 3 yards to go as the Cougar defense shut the door again. So another big play in this football game. I'm not so sure that they're going to opt to punt. I would not send anybody back right now on this 4th and 3. I would keep Bo Williams up and just let them kick the ball and roll it so that you have got all of your people there. Maybe they are in punt formation. I'm a little surprised that they are going to do that, but I would definitely look for the fake.
Wow.
They're going to kick it away. And that ball goes, just let it go. Don't even touch it. Don't pick it up. You gain nothing by touching that ball. And you heard some people say, get out of there. Don't touch it. Fire, hot. Don't touch it. Lava, whatever you use. Oh, Lordy. This has just been a fun-filled first game of football for us here on BCTV.
If this is the way week 1 is going to be, I can't wait for 2 through 9. It's going to be a riot.
And again, what a great pick we made for the first game of the year as we sat down, you and I, with Nick Page, and we circled this from the beginning, and it has not disappointed.
Ooh, this has been a terrific football game by 2 good football teams.
All right, first down. Wetters gets that ball out, and again, perfectly safe play, safe pass, 5-yard gain on the play. Clock continues to move with 6.5 left in the game.
You took the words right out of my yapper early in the year, Jeff. Keep that clock moving. This play has been so successful. That little dink right outside to the 2 good receivers for Bay City All Saints. And you know what? They're so far off on the defensive backs. They just got to keep running that play.
Well, Coach Brown has got to understand that when you're giving that up this late in the game, I mean, you got a 12-yard buffer here on this side of the field from your 2 wide receivers. So
there it is again.
Just toss it out there and absolutely dropped. And, had 5, 6, 7 yards, but you can't look upfield before you put that thing in your hands.
And Hartman was doing a nice job downfield blocking on the DB from the Eagles, Jeff, and that was going to be a big gainer. That was going to be close to being a first down. So now it's 3rd down and 5. Incomplete pass does one thing that doesn't help the Cougars, stops the clock.
Indeed, but again, if you're going to play 12 yards off, catching that ball in a great opportunity to get 5 yards out of it should be there for you all game long. Again, Wetters back. That ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage. A great play defensively by Trenton Park. So the big fella gets his mitts up in the air. And the difference in the play of the Cougars, early on, they were not in front of the line of scrimmage making that play so that the defensive line couldn't be a factor. Now they're trying to get 4 or 5 yards downfield, and that has allowed the defense to make a play. And where they're at right now, the Cougars may go for this on 4th down. And nope, they're going to put Wetters back.
Get it up in the wind and let it sail. It's picked up again.
It's important that it's a good snap and exchange. And that is a good exchange. And he gets that ball up, and that thing is absolutely smoked. Picked up on the return, trying to make something happen, and that looked like Kubaki, and he is tackled way back at the 21-yard line. So Wetters, he almost looked like a little Australian rules football the way he was coming. He just got that off before number 21 came on that play. Park almost got a hand on it.
Did such a good job kicking it. Actually, the coverage was outkicked the coverage, but Loria and number 5, McNary, were down there on the special teams. 5:42 to go, 14-8. This is going to be an exciting finish to this football game.
This could very well be the last offensive opportunity in this game for Deckerville. So they're in 4-down territory. I got to believe no matter where they're at, even though there is still 5:42 left in this game. Up to the line of scrimmage they come.
Solowitz is the eye back.
Flaherty coming to the near side of the field, and he's got a little bit of room, but that gap closes in a hurry as Bo Williams hits him, and McNary finishes on the play. But there's a gain on the play as Aiken's getting up a little bit slow too, and that ankle's bothering him, but boy, he is a gamer.
Yeah, he certainly is. He was in on that one. He actually turned it inside, and McNary came in to help clean it up, but we got the running clock going, 5:14 to go here in the football game, Jeff, and Deckerville is on their own 28-yard line.
Tickling 5 minutes and counting left in the game. And that's Flaherty. And look at the blatant hold. Thank you very much for picking that up. He pulled him to the ground, and that is our back judge, and that was very, very obvious. And he should have been one of the last two people on the field to throw that. But absolutely right call in front of the whole world.
Well, everybody up in the press box saw that one. That was just too easy to call, but that was a big break right there for Bay City All Saints because that would have been a first down.
Well, and the only thing he can't do as a back judge when he throws that is have an accurate spot for where that penalty occurred. I believe that Deckerville got a break because I think that ball should have been back 3 or 4 more yards on that 10-yard penalty, but at least it negated a first down. Second down now and about 6 yards to go for the first down. 4:54 left in the game. Great stop in the backfield. Oh, they let him slide forward for 2 yards after having him in the background. Still have him stopped short of the first down, but that would have been a big third down and about 6 situation. Now it's third down and a long 2.
Well, Wetters had him initially, then Essex had him also, but he just kept pumping the legs and did a little spin move. Third down and a long 2 for the Deckerville Eagles. Big play right here for both squads, Jeff.
So All Saints defense just getting the signal in now. Coming down, and look who is absolutely going to stonewall that play. He came flying in from his defensive back. He had his key, and there is a gain on the play of maybe a yard, 4th and a long yard. And Deckerville, no doubt they're going to go for it on 4th down here. This is another huge play in the game because if the Cougars get it, all they'll need to really do is run 3 plays, and they'll be able to take at least 2.5 minutes off the clock, or Deckerville will be forced to use all their timeouts. 4th down and a long 1. Cougar has the defensive call.
It's got Donker and Selowitz in the backfield.
And they've got movement on the defensive line. They went to a hard count. And I believe they got the All Saints Cougar defense to jump. They were really looking to fire across the line. Great call, though, to go to the hard count and go to the 2-snap.
Yep, that was a tough break.
And that's going to move the sticks. But the amount that Deckerville is having to work to get their yardage right now, there's only so much time left on this clock with 3:32.
Tough break for Bay City All Saints right there, Jeff, but that's okay. It's 1st and 10. They're going to start the clock. 3:30 to go here in the 4th quarter with the Cougars up by 6.
As they go single back. On the quarterback keeper, absolutely nowhere to go. They used Solowitz as a decoy that time, and the defense did not follow that. And the running back, Flanagan, who was the quarterback on the keeper, got absolutely nothing. In fact, they're going to give him a 2-yard loss on the play.
That was a host of Cougars right there. You had Essex and Loria and Wetters in there. Also, Strauss was in there. So it was a nice, good penetration right there by the Bay City All Saints Cougars.
Again, not a real sense of urgency offensively for Deckerville as they're taking their time back there. And the All Saints defense has got to stand tall. Coming up, a gain of about 3 or 4 on the play as looks like Salowitz got the carry, but the Cougar defense was there, and it looks like Deckerville's going to take a timeout. We'll take a break, catch our breath, and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Back here as they've got Neil Diamond. I didn't know Neil was in the house tonight. He says good times. So, well, let's thank some of our great sponsors.
All right, Jeff. Village Toll and the Bay City All Saints Booster Club, Frank's Great Outdoors, Covenant Healthcare, and the newest sponsor we have this year, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame.
We love them all, and we thank them for their efforts. Huge 3rd down and 8-yard to go situation. We'll see what Coach Brown calls out of this timeout on this big 3rd and 8. Single back right now. As Flanagan's going to the wide side of the field, and he throws that ball downfield. What a great catch that time by Kubacki as Essex bit and gave up contain. And Flanagan throws a great ball down to the 38-yard line. They're going to call it the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for Deckerville.
Well, Kubacki had to do a little turnaround right there, Jeff, to get that ball. That was a great one-handed catch by that young man.
And now, well, so he's going to say that there was no play. The offense did jump, but the referee never gave the start of the clock. So I think they're going to give another snap here without a penalty to the Deckerville Eagles.
Chain gang wasn't ready either.
That's why he didn't start the clock. The chain gang wasn't down there. On the quarterback keeper, trying to go up the middle, gain of about 7 or 8 yards on the play. Flanagan with a really nice run. It's going to be 2nd down and 1 yard to go. And another All Saints Cougar coming off the field. All right, Gottlieb says, I guess I'll get back here, but he's out of position to make something happen. They're going to throw that ball deep downfield into the end zone. It's a Deckerville Eagle touchdown. Boy, if I'm your defensive player and I'm hurt, I'm dropping to the ground. I got to draw attention from the officials so that they could stop it for that injury. He never got back into the play, and it was 8 against 7, and Flanagan threw a strike into the wind for the touchdown. And now the conversion right now for the potential lead in this game. And what a tale of two halves of football.
It really has been, Jeff. It really has been. And Kubacki just really was a nice catch down there against the wind. But, again, we're at 14-14 with $1:45 to go here in the football game. And they're a man short for the Deckerville Eagles. And in comes the quarterback, Flanagan.
Well, it's an untimed down, but you still have only a certain amount of time to get that play off. And I don't even see the back judge now just going up with 10 seconds.
Oh, they're going to kick it.
They're going to kick the extra point. They don't have it. They got to delay a game. Absolutely. They could not get that play off in time, and they're going to go back 5 yards trying to kick that extra point. And Donker's going to have to kick that an extra 5 into the wind.
That was a huge penalty for the Deckerville Eagles. Now they're going to talk about it. They're going to have a confab by the...
There's no confab. They did not get that play off, and it's a delay game. Dead ball delay game on the offense. There was no need for a confab there. That was plain and clear. That ball never got snapped.
Just the way things have been going. When you see something like that, you're going to have to think just a little bit. But they made the right call, so it's going to move them back 5 yards for the extra point to give the Deckerville Eagles a 1-point lead over Bay City All Saints, 15-14. This is going to be a good challenge right here for Deckerville. Donker is the kicker for the Eagles.
He's going to be sending it up sidewind. It's a good snap. The kick is up. It's way long. And it's good. Time out of the field with $1:45 left in the game. All Saints Cougars, they have a great kicking game of their own if needed. They're down 15-14, plenty of time and all their timeouts. We'll take a quick break and be back for what should be a great last $1:45 right here on BCTV.
High school sports are meant to be fun.
We love to represent our school.
And we care about our sports.
We know you do too.
And because we all care, it can sometimes get intense.
So let's make the experience more fun for everyone.
We know it's easy to react and shout during games.
But we all make mistakes.
The game is more enjoyable when we hear positive cheering.
Referees are human. Respect their decisions. They aren't perfect.
When you feel like yelling, remember that you represent our school.
We want to win, but just remember to keep the energy positive towards all.
During the season, we spend a lot of time with our coaches. They have a tough job.
Please accept their decisions.
And be thankful for all the time they devoted to making us better.
Thank you for coming to our games and always supporting us.
We couldn't do this without you.
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 Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala. Mike, we wanted a good, close, hard
we
fun
got
game
it.
to start with, and we're not disappointed.
You heard of the tale of two cities. This is the tale of two halves right here in this football game. Cougars in the first, Deckerville in the second half.
Donker set to kick off. Cougars should be able to get a good return on this. There's a high, short kick. Cougars with momentum, pick it up at the 25-yard line, trying to come back across the grain, looking for a seam. One person to beat up to the 36-yard line before brought down by a whole bunch of Deckerville Eagles, and that was Jeffrey Hart.
Good field position for Bay City All Saints. Jeff, we're going to keep an eye on the clock. We're at 1:37. Deckerville 15, All Saints 14 here in the fourth quarter. Lots of time, 3 timeouts left for Bay City All Saints, Jeff.
So we'll get that ball boy off the field.
Two timeouts left.
So up to the line of scrimmage they come, and boy, the defensive backs are giving them 15 on this side of the field. So Jack Wetters looking to throw. He gets that ball downfield, and he overthrows that ball intended for Bo Williams. They were going for the home run on first down, and it'll be second down and 10. This is 4-down territory. To throw one away on first down, you still got 3 plays to make 10 yards. Clock stops with the incomplete pass. $1:31 left in the game.
Well, and you'll see the defensive backs playing probably even a little more softer, Jeff, with up one are the Deckerville Eagles. So it's second down and 10, stops clock, $1:31, just like you said.
You can hook and ladder. You can do a lot of things here, but you've got room to use the sidelines to your advantage and make some 5, 6, 7-yard catches as they're going to go trips to this side. And what do we got? Movement on the offensive line. So, again, a little bit uncharacteristic this late in the first game, but you got a lot going through your mind. You're trying to make a play, trying to make a block, and you missed the snap count.
Yep. And with a little extra pressure of a 1:31 left in the football game. First and 15 for the Cougars at their own 30-yard line, Jeff. 70 yards to go to pay dirt, or hopefully they can get in field goal position.
As they're coming down the field now, Wetters throwing that thing back across the grain, and they got Hartman. Hartman's down the field, and he just can't get away from the last, but he's at the 28-yard line. Wetters was hit as he threw that ball and still got enough on it, and Hartman with 6 more yards after the catch. We're going to move the sticks down. They can't start the clock until the chains are set. As they cruise down the sideline, $1:21. Now they're going to start the clock before the chains get set.
Well, Kubiaki did a nice. He just got turned around, Jeff, and Hartman with great concentration for the big play, complete pass for the Bay City All Saints Cougars.
Let's play football, guys. The clock is rolling, and the Cougars, now they've got the clock stopped. The White Hats started the clock before the chains were set, and he didn't do that earlier. So with $1:09, now they stopped it, and they're out here. And again, only one man to beat for a touchdown. That is McNary again. McNary's trying to make a big play before he catches the football, in my opinion. You got to look that ball in and catch it and then run upfield.
It was there again. So, but the good thing about that, it stops the clock with $1:07. First and 10 for the Cougars at the Deckerville 28-yard line with 15-14. Deckerville with the 1-point lead over the Cougars.
You come to the sideline as McNary, and you're going to have Coach come up to you and go, hey, you're going to have another opportunity to make a big play. Don't dwell on the last. Wait for the next and make it happen. It is a second down and 10. Wetters back to pass. Here comes pressure up the middle. He gets that pass off downfield and overthrows it. A nice defensive play by the offensive receiver, Hartman, because he knocked that out of Kubiaki's hands, but a late pressure again on Jack Wetters forced an errant pass.
Kubiaki almost had that interception, Jeff, but you're right. The wide receiver did a nice job turning to a defensive back, 3rd down and 10. Cougars at the Deckerville 28-yard line. What would you have to say if they had to go, how many yards for a field goal if you needed one?
I would say he can kick 45 yards, and that's about where he's at right now. With the wind blowing behind him, if it's 4th down and 10, I look at that as a viable option. I don't think they're going to be in that 4th and 10 situation. We'll see what they got called here on a big 3rd down play. As Williams stays into... As very close to that 1st down marker. Where are they going to mark this?
He's going to be a little bit short.
They did not give a good indication of where that ball is. They're going to say a full yard short, and I think All Saints is going to have to call a timeout now with 41 ticks left and 4th down and 1 yard to go. We're going to figure this all out, and we'll be back in a moment on BCTV.
How's married life? Are you ready to have a baby? Baby, baby. How about that baby? Ooh. I'm not getting any younger.
When you are ready. With the only neonatal intensive care unit in the Great Lakes Bay region, Covenant is the safest place for your delivery. Go to mycovenantbaby.com.
Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doden, Mike Wisdala.
Here it is.
Hold on to your seat cushions.
Granny, don't leave your rocker.
4th and 1. Wetters, he's got everybody spread out. Is he going to try and run this himself? He's got motion coming to the near side of the field. Wetters is going to pound forward. I don't think he got that 1st down. The Deckerville defense comes up with a big stand. All depends on the spot. If I'm the headlinesman, I'm calling for the football. Give me the football. I've got the spot. Nobody's calling for the football. One of those 2 wing officials have got to call for that football and put it down to get an accurate spot. And Deckerville looks like they have withstood that All Saints Cougar drive. And credit the 3 defensive interior linemen shut that play down from the snap, Mike.
Yeah, they brought Williams into in the motion and led the way, but just great penetration by the Deckerville Eagles, and that's going to turn the ball over on downs to the Deckerville Eagles. 1st and 10 for them at the 19-yard line.
Well, and you look right now, what's the difference in that offensive line? No Angieski out there right now, nothing against who's replacing him, but Angieski is a stud and would have maybe helped to move that pile, but you got to play with what's there, and he's got an ankle injury, and they're just going to take a knee, and I believe that might be the last play of this football game.
Boy, that was one heck of a football game, Jeff, and we'll talk about it. It was the tale of 2 halves. You said it many times, and this was just a tremendous football game by 2 great football teams, and unfortunately the Cougars come out on the short end of the stick.
And we've got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's all there is.
There isn't anymore.
The final score in our ball game: Deckerville with a big second half with a 15-14 win. We'll come back and try and make sense of this and put the wraps on this game on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Welcome back to our Bay City All Saints Booster Club post-game show here on BCTV. This one stings, brother.
Oh, yeah, that was a tough loss for the Bay City All Saints Cougars, Jeff. 15-14 loss to the defending state champs. There was a whale of a football game. Both teams play hard. Kids play hard. The crowd was into it. Everybody up into the press box was fired up. But that was a tough one for Bay City All Saints.
As good as Deckerville played offensively in the second half, I really credit their defense coming up with huge plays, especially stuffing out the run. The All Saints Cougars were not able to effectively run the football game, much if at all in the whole game, but especially in the second half.
Yeah, the second half was all Deckerville, Jeff. First half was all Bay City All Saints. It was a tale of two halves. We talked about it during the broadcast. And I don't know what Coach Brown said to his kids in the Eagles at halftime, but whatever he said, he got them fired up, and he just, they just came out, made the adjustments. They went from a 2 to about a 10 level on their excitement of playing the game. You could see they had an extra pep in their step, and it showed, and they come out of here with a very tough 15-14 win.
I think the turning point in the game was Andrzejewski's injury. Once he left the game, he extra points, field goals, long snapper on the punts, stellar on the offensive line. That's a tough piece that the Cougars had to try and replace in the third and fourth quarter.
Well, and we've talked about this many times. When you have one go down and he can't come back into play, you've got to make a lot of adjustments on the offensive line. He's a long snapper for the field goals and the punts and everything, so that had a definite effect on it. But, it was the Deckerville Eagles making the adjustments in the second half, stepping up on offense, stepping up on defense, and special teams also helped them too.
We talked in our preseason special the importance of this game for All Saints, but your whole season does not ride on this ball game. They lost to the defending state champions, who lost one player from last year. They did a lot of great things. They got a lot to be proud with, and there's a whole lot of great football yet to be played.
Yeah, you've got 8 more games to go, Jeff. You can't put eggs all in that one basket against the Deckerville Eagles. You got 12 hours, to think about it. Then you've got to forget about it, and you got to get ready for game number 2. But this one stings a little bit. This has been a team that has been kind of the thorn in the side of Bay City All Saints during the regular season, during the playoffs. But, they proved that they could come out here and play with the defending state champions. And this is a good football team. Deckerville's really good, but All Saints, they'll sharpen some things up. They'll put this behind them, put it in the rearview mirror, and let's get ready for game number 2. But, you could just see it does sting a little bit.
Well, that about puts the wraps on this. Just a really tough way for the Cougars to end it. But again, you got to give credit where it's due, and Deckerville made plays on both sides of the ball when they need to.
Yeah, it was a big second half for Deckerville, Jeff, and they knew what they had to do in the second half. They came out and they executed it in the second half. All Saints played well in the second half. They did some nice things. They got down into a really nice situation first at their own 28 down towards the end of the game, but it just didn't work out for them. So like I always say, put it in the rearview mirror and let's get ready for game number 2, and we'll have some good practices next week.
Well, our special thanks to all the folks here at All Saints, including the Booster Club that is continuing to be a great supporter of Bay County TV. On behalf of the whole crew, I'm Jeff Doan, along with Mike Wisdala. Another great job by Nick Page, producing, directing, and camera. Have a great night. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.
See ya.